What's going on, everybody? It's your boy SoFly Trades here, back with another video. And today I'm actually recording from my MacBook because my Windows PC, for some reason, the Zoom is just not working. It's it's not working. Like, it's saying basically it's something up with my audio. It's saying it's picking up my audio, but when I go to record the video, no audio plays back, but I'm able to troubleshoot my audio inside of Zoom and hear my voice. So honestly, if anyone's had this problem before, please let me know how to fix it because I've deleted my drivers, I've updated my drivers. I really don't know what to do now. Um, I'm looking at countless YouTube videos. So if you had, any experience with your microphone not working on Zoom, but it would work when you troubleshoot it. How did you overcome that problem? Uh, leave a comment down below. But without further ado, I'll get into my trades today. So as you can see up here on my screen, I have SPX and I have SPY up. I use SPX as a confluence of SPY. Long story short, the trade that I took today, I took one single trade today, and it was a call option. Because in pre-market, I seen we were making higher lows and higher highs. You have a low right here. You can't really see it, but this is a low. Have a higher low right here, and we were making higher highs. Long story short, that signals strength to me inside of the market. So with that being said, I said, all right, I drew my Fibonacci retracements. I'll go ahead and show you guys how I draw these retracements. But this is how I drew my fibs. Let me go and delete it. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to do things on my MacBook. It's weird sometimes. Alrighty, there we go. I'm gonna show you guys how I like to draw in my fibs. Pre-market, this is what we had. So I took the high as I was looking for call options and went down to the low. It's about right here. And it gave me 380, 398.63 and 398.41. So that was areas I was looking for price to bounce off of or reclaim with buying pressure to take it to the upside. Up to my price target was 399.46. It was actually like a 60% move. Long story short, this is what I've seen happening. So on the opening bell, I seen we had this big increase in selling volume, but our candlestick wasn't fully validating the volume bar. And I also know that as soon as the opening bell hits, volumes are usually extremely high anyway, due to, everyone wants to hop in the market at one time. But long story short, what I seen here on SPX as we were trending down, I seen we were getting close to this pivot point, and basically, long story short, SPX tends to hold its levels. It tends to respect its levels. So what I could infer from this was that, buyers would eventually step in at some point, even if it's temporarily throughout the day. But I knew they were going to step in at one point since we were coming down to this pivot point. Long story short, I entered my trade. Once we made this low, I marked this low. And once we basically crossed back above this 398.41 is when I entered my trade, 5 contracts deep. Because as we were pulling back up, volume was slowly increased on this. So I bought in, I'd say, let's look at these contracts. If it'll let me choose it. Okay, this is the contracts that I took. Oh my gosh, this Apple mouse is ridiculous, man. Apple's nice, it's nice to look at, but trying to do certain things is just bobo. See, like right now, I'm trying to delete this line and it's just ridiculous. Okay. Long story short, is it 255? I bought my contracts. Long story short, I bought my contracts right here at 255, and they went to a high of $320 for one contract. So I held through some slight drawdown. It wasn't really too much drawdown. It was just slight. Simply because I had all these confluences from pre-market, the higher lows signaling strength, SPX. We were holding the 21-day EMA, and it was rejecting off of our pivot point. It looks like buyers were waiting down there at our pivot point. That's another, that was another confluence. My Fibonacci retracements, the way it reclaimed my Fibonacci retracements, it dipped below it and reclaimed it. Anytime it does that, usually if it doesn't sit under the fib, usually we'll reclaim it and continue to go to the desired side. Unless we sit under the fib and keep consolidating right under the fib, then that's not a good sign to me, and then I'd get out the trade, save myself from some pain. But long story short, that is the trade I took today. 5 contracts deep. Took it right up here. I sold my first 2 right here as we passed this level. This 399.46 is my key target. So I sold 2 of them, and I wanted to be very cautious. I thought we might hit 400, but we never hit 400. So I sold my last 3 right here as I started to see price action basically I seen the buyers kind of die down is what I should say. And I wanted to take my profits. I was not playing any games because today is FOMC day. We have a Fed speaker, and the market moves very volatile on days when we have a Fed speaker. So I wanted to take my profits off the table and call it a day. And long story short, that's what I did. And also what added to my confluence that sellers were losing their pressure. As we were moving down, as you can see here, volume started falling off as we started to move down. This last third red volume bar was super low. And then this next candlestick, even though it's not as big as this candlestick, the volume increased on that, which means, buyers were there, they were fighting hard, and we steadily had an increase in volume. It was a slow increase, but we steadily had an increase until we eventually took off, broke out of this this demand zone. And that was also another confluence. I knew we were dropping into a demand zone. And usually when we drop into a demand zone, we reclaim it, break out of it, and probably come back in it. But I was looking for the reclaim to break back out of it, basically. And like I said, if you guys trade SPY, you should use SPX as a confluence simply because SPX moves in tandem. I'm sorry, SPY moves in tandem with SPX. But long story short, as you can see here on SPX, it looks pretty much the same as SPY. This is SPY, this is SPX. Another thing, you don't want to tend to go long on resistance on SPX. Because usually we reject it. And you don't want to go short when you're at a support level either. You want to make sure SPX have some room to run to get into your SPY trades. But long story short, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Hold on, let me show you guys. $233 on a day. It's pretty cool. Nothing special, But other than that, I appreciate you guys for tuning in and following along with me with this road full of education. And I hope to see you guys all at the top. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, leave them down in the comment section. Make sure you hit that like button and make sure you hit that subscribe button, and stay tuned for the next video. Peace.